Welcome to our channel Ayakar Kamkar. In this video, we are going to discuss about certain investments which provide you with tax-free returns. And we are also going to discuss how more the taxes may result in more the returns. Return on investments is not the same for various category of taxpayers. It may vary depending on which tax bracket taxpayer pays tax liability. For example, taxpayer paying 30% tax will have less return on investment compared to taxpayer paying 20% tax. Return based on tax liability. This table shows tax bracket under various categories: nil tax, 10%, 20% and 30% tax. In all the four categories, the taxpayers are making an investment of 1 lakh which is going to yield a return at 9%, which is 9,000. However, at the time when they have to pay the taxes at 10%, 20% and 30%, their return after tax paid comes to 9,000, 8,100, 7,200 and 6,300. Ultimately, their return on investment comes to 9% at 0% tax liability, 8.10% at 10% tax liability, 7.20% at 20% tax liability, and 6.30% at 30% tax liability. However, in case of tax-free returns, the more the tax liability, more will be the return on investments. Let's take an investor who's under the tax bracket of 30%. Now, he's made three types of investments. One is a tax-free return at 8%. Another investment is a normal investment for which tax needs to be paid, but the return on that investment is 11%. The third category is also a normal investment which is not tax-free, and the return is 11.40%. In all the three cases, the investment is 1 lakh. The return is 8,000, 11,000, 11,400. The taxes paid in the second and third cases are 3,300 and 3,420, which is 30% of the returns. The return after tax paid comes to 8,000 in case of tax-free return, 7,700 in case of 11% return, 7,980 in case of 11.40%. So the return on investment comes to 8%, 7.0%, 7.98%. Tax-free return of 8% may be equal to a normal return of 11.40% for a taxpayer paying taxes at 30%. Top 4 investments with tax-free return: Public Provident Fund, Employee Provident Fund, Voluntary Provident Fund, and Sukanya Samriddhi Yojana. These four investments lead to tax-free returns, and in case of tax liability where the taxpayers have to pay 10% or 20% or 30%, the return on investment could be more than what it is being proposed in these schemes. We will be discussing about these four schemes and how the return would vary depending upon different tax brackets and what advantages are there in these funds in our upcoming video. Subscribe to our channel Ayakar Kamkar for further updates and mail us for any tax consultation at ayakarkamkar@gmail.com. Thank you.